All right, so bringing your pet from America to Thailand can be very overwhelming and stressful. It's pretty simple. It's just a lot of steps. So it could be a little overwhelming, but I did it. I have a Doberman that weighs 50 pounds, and I brought her here from America to Thailand, and I'll tell you my experience, and I have some notes here to let you know exactly what you need to do to bring your dog to Thailand. So the first thing that you need to do, the very first thing, is research the airline and make sure that airline can take the specific kind of dog that you have. So I had to find an airline that was going to be able to take a dog that was over 50 pounds and that and the breed, because each airline has restrictions. A lot of the airlines don't take dogs with short snouzes or whatever. So my dog has a long snouse. Is that what it is? A snouse? I don't know. But like a pug or dogs with short noses, they can't go on these long flights because they have problem breathing in the aircraft. So you're gonna have to look up the airline, look up the restrictions, and make sure they can take your dog. So that's the first thing that you're gonna need to do, and you're gonna need to book your flight. Book your flight. Get the whole flight thing situated first. That's where you start, and make sure you get your dog is able to get on that plane. From my experience, I booked a flight. I spoke to customer service. They told me that no problem, they can take my dog. The day of the flight, I went out there. They told me that I couldn't bring my dog. They said that there was miscommunication. I can't fly with her. I was pissed. They gave me a refund. I had to rebook another flight with another airline and leave 2 days later. But yeah, I was pretty pissed. It ruined my experience coming here. But it's all good. So number 2, take your dog to the vet. This is very important. Your dog needs to be microchipped, an international microchip. Costs $20-30 for an international microchip. Make sure the chip is registered in your name, because when you get to Thailand, they're gonna check the microchip. It has to be your name. It cannot be in somebody else's name. Electra, stop. Keep looking at herself. It's pissing me off. All right. She needs a rabies vaccination, and Thailand requires specific vaccinations. She's gonna need a vaccination against rabies 21 days before you leave, but no more than 12 months before you get here. So get your dog the rabies vaccination 21 days before you leave. So within 21 days till you leave, that's when you get the rabies. Your dog's gonna need these specific shots, and your vet is gonna know this, but the vet is gonna do exactly what you're doing. When you go there, they're gonna get on the websites, they're gonna look up the information and make sure that they get her the right shots and all the information. So you guys are gonna be on the same page. So you need to do your research, make sure you know exactly what your dog needs, and go to the vet and make sure that your information matches theirs. All right, they're gonna need these specific vaccinations: distemper, hepatitis, leptospirosis, and parvovirus. Those are like the specific ones that Thailand requires. And like I said, your vet's gonna know all this information. I made sure I knew it. That way, if they missed anything, I could tell them, because that happened. They missed like 2 things, and I was like, oh, they need this. And the vet looked it up, and she was like, oh yeah, you're right. All right, so your dog, this is one of the most important things. Your dog's gonna need a healthcare certificate. Now, you have to get this certificate 10 days before you get to Thailand. Before you get to Thailand. So you can't get the health certificate on the 11th day. You have to get it 10 days before. This is like the most stressful part about it, is because, so on the 10th day before you leave, so 10 days before you leave, you go to the vet, they examine your dog, make sure that she's good to fly, and then they submit documents to be able to get the healthcare certificate, and you don't receive that certificate until about 5 to 7 days. So you're gonna get that certificate about 3 days before your flight takes off. Now you're gonna be stressed out for sure. Everyone was. When you look up different videos on YouTube about people bringing their pets here, they all say the same thing. It's stressful because it's like, oh, day 7's here, day 8's here. I don't fucking have my certificate. I need that certificate to fly. But you'll get it. They make sure you get it. and you can pay priority shipping to get it like a little sooner, like 5-6 days. So healthcare certificate. All right, listen, this is one other thing that's so annoying and frustrating, and you're gonna see mixed information online. The import permit. You can get the it's gonna say online that you need to apply for the import permit on a website. You can do it at the airport in Bangkok or in Thailand, wherever you land. I was stressed out about this import permit because I tried to apply. There's different websites, there's different people telling you different things, and then I finally did find a website. I applied, I didn't hear anything back, and I was like, fuck. And so I did more research, and I saw someone say that you can do it. You can apply for the import permit at the airport, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't stress too much because I was like, if it's this difficult to do it online, they should be able to let you do it at the airport. So yeah, right when we got into the airport, I applied for the import permit. It was like $15. So don't stress about the import permit. There is a way to do it online if you can find the site, but like I said, you don't need to do it online. So my experience. So I have a dog that weighs 50 pounds. Electra, stop. I have a dog that weighs 50 pounds. There's not a lot of airlines that are going to be able to fly that dog. You have two options to get your dog here. One is cargo. That's expensive, a couple $1,000s. They put your dog on a I don't know what they do, a separate flight, and I don't know what they do. They ship it. And then there's the second option. That's the one I went through. They put your dog with the luggage, right? So from my experience, after the first flight didn't work out, I booked another airline, and 2 days later, I got to the airport. They weighed my dog, and they were like, oh, your dog weighs too much. And I knew that my dog was over the limit. I was just hoping and praying that they let me on with her because she was like 5 pounds over. And they were like, oh, your dog's too heavy. And I was like, ugh. I gave him like the sad face. And I was just like, I looked at the girl like, we were just looking at each other, and she goes, let me just text my manager. So she texts her manager, and she goes, okay, you're okay to go. So yeah, they will bend the rules. I tried to get her to lose weight. We couldn't do it. So I got lucky. You know, not everyone's gonna go through that experience. So I took the risk, and we got here. So okay. So we get to Thailand. We do the import. They have to check your dog. If your dog seems sick, they're gonna put her in quarantine for I think 2 weeks or a week. They have to make sure that she's not contagious. So if your dog's healthy, obviously if you have the healthcare certificate, you should be fine. You shouldn't have anything to worry about. Let me look up to see if I'm missing anything. But yeah, it's pretty stressful. There's a lot of steps and time consuming. So that's why I think the best way to do it is just to book the flight, get that out the way, get your dates and all that out the way. Oh, if you need to, before you go to when you go to the vet's gonna need all the flight information. They can't send that healthcare certificate out, and they can't get your dog the documents she needs without the flight information. So get the flight information. Obviously, you can get the rabies, you can get all the shots first before the flight. But to get the healthcare certificate, you need to have the flight information ready. So get that flight out the way. Let's see what else. Microchip, rabies, all those other little vaccinations I told you about, healthcare certificate, and that's pretty much it. Import permit, you can do it online or at the airport. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the steps. There's websites everywhere explaining what I did is I did a bunch of research. I was so hyper focused on this. So I looked at different YouTube videos, I looked at different websites, and I just compared everyone's information and made the decisions on my own. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at different information, different opinions, and then you have an educational decision on what makes more sense. So other than that, for the small dogs, it's a lot easier. They can just sit under the seat with you or whatever. Big dogs are a lot harder. I don't remember what flight. Oh, I think I went through, damn, I forgot the flight airline I went through. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, because I know there's going to be questions, or I might have missed something, just drop it in the comment box and I'll answer the question. But other than that, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Good luck. You know, I'll tell you, I live in a soak right next to Terminal 21, and it's hard to walk her, especially because she's big. Everyone's afraid. When we're walking on the sidewalk, people will literally walk across the street to go around us. She's such a loving dog. She's very soft, she wags her tail, but people are still afraid. There's no parks you can't go to a park and let your dog off the leash and let them run. Just keep in mind, if you're coming into the city, yeah, your dog's not gonna get any exercise at all. So just keep that in mind. I just walk her around my condo a few times, 3 times a day. And most of the dogs here are very small. So if you have a big dog, it's gonna be rare. People are gonna be afraid for sure. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.